And welcome back, everybody, to I'll Hang Up and Listen. Brought to you, of course, by Fatty Beer Company, Western New York's premier market and tap room with over 300 beers to choose from at 7 different Western New York locations. If you need a beer, get the Fatty Beer. Let them know we sent you over here at Two Goalies on Mike. A reminder that they will be holding, is the information I have right now, a massive watch party for the Sabres' first away playoff game, if and when we get there. Hopefully not if, but when, assuming it would take an epic collapse of unreal proportions for them to not make the playoffs at this point. But there will be a massive watch party at the Lancaster location, shutting down all of Main Street, obviously weather permitting, and hopefully with the game being at night. There are going to be giant screens at the end of each street. Street vendors, the whole works, man. Like, when we did this for the Bills, there was over 1,000 people there. It was unbelievable. I imagine for the first watch party in 14 years for a Buffalo Sabres playoff game, the numbers might be even astronomically bigger. Like, who knows? Maybe we got to shut down 2 streets. Who knows? I don't know. Could be a blast in the town of Lancaster. So make sure you keep your ears open for that. It's going to be a blast. And of course, shout out to Extreme Discount Mattress, Western New York's finest selection of mattresses and adjustable beds featuring the cool gel memory foam, 2-sided mattresses, Tele latex, organic mattresses, Chatham Wells, and of course Scott Living, all for 1/3 to a half the sale prices anywhere. So stop in any of their 7 locations across Western New York or check out their website, extrememattress.com. That is extreme with an X. If you're looking for more savings, check out their new closeout center at 1625 Walden Avenue in Cheektowaga. With up to 80% off their already low prices, you can save a fortune on one-of-a-kinds, closeouts, and floor samples. Get a quality mattress for literally pennies on the dollar. Extreme Discount Mattress. We sell mattresses for less, a lot less. And remember, if you mention you're a fan of Two Goalies, One Mike, you get yourself a free mattress protector with the purchase of any mattress. So, again, you go in there, you need a mattress, a king-size mattress, whatever it is, queen, single, double, whatever it is, mention you're a fan of the show. They'll give you a free mattress protector with any purchase of a mattress. I was riding solo to start the show. We are bringing back in your favorite partner in crime, my favorite partner in crime, Connor Hurls. Were you out at the what's the bar called again? Is that where you were?
It's called Busby's West. It's the LA Bills backers bar out here, but we've converted it to an LA Sabres backers bar. We had about 5 of us today, which is pretty good. We're building steadily throughout the weeks that this team continues to be good. And I think as the playoffs come, I think a lot of bandwagon Bills fans that will jump on the Sabres bandwagon that live out here will actually show up. So that'll be really cool. But
for sure.
Yeah, good atmosphere today, and I think a pretty quality win given the circumstances with how the game went.
Yeah, and listen, we were talking a lot in the chat too. It didn't have to get to a shootout, I don't think. Didn't even have to get to overtime. I think that there are players on this team that have to start deciding to be more selfish. Ryan McLeod, it was funny watching Jack Quinn trip over a ghost on that 2-on-1, but McLeod's just got to shoot there. He's got to shoot. Josh Norris, another opportunity on a 2-on-1, needs to shoot. Benson, a couple times the past 2 games, just needs to shoot. I'm happy with the win, get the 2 points, but that did not need to get to overtime.
Yeah, they severely outplayed the Leafs for most of the game. The shots, as the most simple statistic, I think really represented how one-sided, how tilted the ice was tonight. And I think they probably, especially after scoring a goal so early, I think that they should have probably ran away with this one. But credit to Joseph Woll. He played really well. And I think that the Leafs showed a little fight in their game compared to what happened the other night with Austin Matthews. I think they stuck up for each other tonight. William Nylander was specifically really, really good. Obviously, he's incredible. But I think the team in general showed out relatively well, at least defensively. I think they were overmatched, and that'll happen when you're at the bottom of the Atlantic and the Sabres are at the top of the Atlantic. It's top to bottom a better team the Sabres have than the Leafs right now, which is crazy to say, but they do. So I think it was a good result. 2 points is 2 points, no matter how you get it. I don't think we're going to face a regulation win tie scenario with this team. So getting the 2 points, I haven't checked yet. Did Tampa lose?
Tampa lost, and I believe Montreal lost.
So getting those 2 points with those results,
getting
all you really need to do.
Getting even just 1 point tonight would have been a huge result. Getting 3 points up and get the 4 points. Did we gain a game in hand on them, or does it stay the same?
It's going to have. No, it's still 2.
It's still 2 games in hand, correct?
Yeah, it's but at least now, given the loss tonight, they still have the same points percentage as the Lightning. So Lightning have 84 points in 65 games. The Sabres have 88 points in 67 games. 4 point difference, 2 game difference. Even if the Sabres lose the next 2 and the Lightning win the next 2, then it's still tied. So really, really good results on the card tonight. And I mean, probably you weren't there, were you?
No. I did not. I did not make the trip down to the KBC tonight. But I mean, of course, you heard through the TV the Leafs fans were there. They were loud for sure. But I think you saw. Did you see the article that came out of the Buffalo News today? Going forward, the Sabres are going to make more of an effort to make sure that tickets are sold to people. And we've talked about this too, geographically in the Buffalo area, probably like maybe lock it down to 716 and 585 area codes.
So for the playoffs, they're actively like planning for that, is what you're saying?
I think that's what I didn't read the article yet. I haven't had time to, but if you go look on the Buffalo News Sports timeline on Twitter right now, you probably look at the headline. The way it's presented makes it seem to me that they are going to actively try to make sure that Buffalo fans are getting these tickets first.
Yeah, and especially if it's the most likely candidate for the first round playoff matchup is still the Montreal Canadiens. I looked yesterday and it was 41.6% likelihood. So
41.6?
Yeah, and the next closest I think was the Red Wings at 14.6%.
Yeah.
So regardless of what happens, I think you're going to have a geographic rivalry in the first round, and you're going to want that building, no matter what, to be at least 75% Sabres fans. It's going to be tough, even if you geographically fence or do whatever you need to do for a Habs Sabres series. It's going to be difficult because those people are crazy, and there are a lot in Southern Ontario.
I think too, given how much season ticket holders have been fleeced on their tickets over the past decade plus, you're going to have some Sabres season ticket holders sell a game. They're going to. It's going to happen.
There will be some, happen. But I think it'll be less than we think. I do.
I mean, I hope you're right. But having said that, I can blame any Sabres fans who do it, but if Montreal fans specifically are willing to pay like $700 a ticket, it's tough to say no to. It is. I get it. And
totally, especially if it's 100 level. But I don't know. I think if I am still a Sabres season ticket holder,
I'm different. I'm not.
No,
I'm not
exactly. And you know what's been happening the past 14 years, and especially even the past 5 years.
Yeah,
I think likely 85 to 95% of them will go to these games. And if they are intelligent about the way that they sell tickets, and obviously can't control the resale market, and it's not just Sabres season ticket holders, it's everybody, right? Like it's going to be people that buy tickets to those playoff games that aren't necessarily Montreal Canadiens fans that theoretically could sell them to Habs fans, right? So it's hard to completely block out because there will be some of them there, but I don't think it'll be anything close to what it was in the regular season. I believe that confidently.
Yeah, and dude, I can't wait for Party in the Plaza. Like having that many fans outside the arena watching the game, first time in 14 years. Actually, I mean, I'm assuming they probably did Party in the Plaza back in 2011. I would assume that they did.
Yeah, I don't remember, to be honest, because that was a first round loss, and I think they made it in the 2009-2010 season as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Is that incorrect?
Repeat that. I'm sorry, you broke up.
Did they make the playoffs in the 2009-2010 season?
I don't know. Did they?
Or was the first time they made the playoffs after the 07 season? Was it the first time in 2010, 2011? I don't know off the top of my head. Somebody can let us know. I
Someone
just
in the
think
chat,
that
let us know. That'd be
uh,
awesome.
I just think that yeah, I mean this year we it's too far down the road to plan and talk specifically about it. I just think that
you're asking for 2009, 2010.
yeah, like if they made the playoffs that season.
They did. It looks like they did. Yes.
Okay.
They had,
Well, yeah, if anyone has any memories,
according to this, they had 45 wins that season.
If anybody has any memories of any party in the plaza post
True.
2006, 2007 season, please send them along. I don't remember them specifically. I was too young, honestly, to experience a lot of this. And especially in the 2010, 2011, I was already in Syracuse for college, so I wasn't able to. I think I was downtown once for a Sabres playoff game, and aside from that, I have been gone ever since. And of course, they haven't made the playoffs ever since.
According to Wikipedia, in 2007, 2008, and the next season, 2008, 2009, they did not qualify for the playoffs. They did in 2009, 2010, lost in the conference finals, and then lost again in the conference finals the next year. They had 100 points that the 09, 2010, and the following year they had 96 points.
So yeah, 2 solid seasons, and yeah, I hope they did. I don't remember, but either way, I've been given pretty good information that the Sabres marketing and development team is already talking about plans for what to do with Canal Side. They are speaking with city developers to figure out how to handle an influx of people, which is inevitably going to happen. There's going to be an
insanity,
incredible amount of people that are downtown for that, whether it's that Saturday, April 18th, or it's Tuesday or Wednesday the following week, depending on the seating. So, yeah, there are. Rest assured that the organization is already planning for this, and nothing is solidified quite yet. But there are going to be a lot of people that are going downtown that won't be able to be in the arena, and they know that this is going to happen. Obviously, the feeling behind the team has been insane, especially in the past 3 months. And yeah, plans are in motion. So I'm looking forward to seeing when they officially announce what's gonna transpire.
Yeah, it's gonna be one wild scene down there, man. And like you posted the pictures, like you said, of what Canal Side looked like the last time they're in the playoffs compared to now. And I'm very interested to see how, like, they might even have a live band down there. Who knows? Like, and they did that before in the past, but like a legitimate stage show. I could see it.
I think that's part of it. I really do, especially if the weather's nice. You have this entire area which you didn't have 15 years ago, and you have the ability to. I mean, even look at Harbor Center and Southern Tier and all of those bars that exist around the area in downtown that didn't exist 15 years ago. It's going to be such a better atmosphere. Even look at Other Half Brewing right down the street, right across the street from I call it Duntire Park still. I guess it's Salem Field.
Is it Salem Field?
I think it's Salem Field. You have so many more options as a Sabre fan to tailgate, to pregame, to do whatever you really damn well please in leading up in those 5 hours to the game. I know personally I'll probably be at Ballyhoo at some point. I'll be down at Cobblestone. I'll be at the Labatt House. I'll be at Fatty Beer, of course. I'll be everywhere around downtown Buffalo leading up to that first Sabres playoff game, which I think will be 5 of the best hours in Buffalo sports history, if I'm just being completely frank.
And listen, I'm sorry, I was listening to all that, but like some important stats to cover. Apparently, Jack Quinn is now the all-time leader or top 5 all-time in shootout percentage with like 64.5%, which actually is an insane stat. The Sabres are 15-4-3 in the Atlantic Division, also an insane stat. Alex Lyon has won 16 of his 18 last starts. Alex Lyon is also 2 wins away on the road, 2 road wins away from tying the all-time record for consecutive wins on the road by a goalie. Do you know who holds that record? There's 2 goalies.
In Sabres history?
No, in NHL history. The record is 11. He's at 9 right now. So 2 more road wins consecutively because he's won 9 in a row. So he gets 2 more. He ties the record with 2 other goaltenders. See if
No, I don't know, but if I'm gonna
I'll give you a hint. One historic San Jose goalie.
Evgeny Nabokov.
Correct. And the other one, I believe, played for Minnesota.
The Wild or the North? The Wild or the North Stars?
His first and last name both start with the same letter.
The Wild or the North Stars?
The Wild.
I'm not as deep on Minnesota Wild history. I don't know that one.
One of our goaltenders currently in our system has the same first name.
Oh gosh.
It was the Minnesota Wild.
So in the Sabre system, you mean?
No, yeah, currently in the Sabre system, he has the same first name.
Scott?
Who's
no. Scott Ratzlav, I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Devin?
Yep, okay.
Isn't it first name is Devin?
Yep.
I don't know.
Devin Dubnyk.
Yeah, see, I never would have gotten that.
Yeah, so he would tie both of them. I believe one had it in 2010 with what would have been Nabokov, and Dubnyk, I think, got it in 2015, tied it. So he's 2 wins away, 3 wins from being the all-time leader in a road winning streak for a goaltender.
That's a good point from Jaybird JP77. Haven't lost 2 in a row in a while. I was actually
it has been a long time.
I was actually just thinking that, and I think it might be that road trip. No. Well, Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh. The overtime loss where they blew it at the end, and then Pittsburgh right before the Olympic break is the last time they lost 2 in a row. Before that, it was the Minnesota overtime game, and then that weird President's Day game or Martin Luther King Day game against the Hurricanes. But they've only lost 2 in a row twice in the last 3 months before the streak started. Pretty damn good.
Yeah. I'm trying to catch up with the chat, guys, so I apologize. It's, again, a night of new faces, new names in here. I can't express it enough. Appreciate you all popping in. Quinn, 8 for 13 in shootout attempts in his career, 3 for 4 this season. Yeah.
8 for 13.
And the Sabres are 4-0 undefeated this year in the shootout.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I was thinking that before we got into the shootout that they were 3-0. And that last one, before Tuck got out there, I thought it was going to be Ostland. Because he's had some really, really good shootout moves as of late. So I was pretty confident they were going to send him out there, but Alex Tuck, incredible move. Game winner. I think that he waited out the goalie as well as he possibly could have. Joseph Woll had a really good game, and the
Sabres almost got goalied again.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like as we discussed on Thursday, that's going to happen. There's a lot of good goalies in this league. And even as bad as the Leafs are, I was looking at Joseph Woll this season. His save percentage is still over 900. And in a league where that benchmark is getting less and less and less in terms of the offensive output in this league, that's still pretty good for a team that's in last place in the Atlantic Division.
I agree. Dude, so as of right now, from what the chat is telling us, if the season ended tonight, we'd be playing Boston. So it looks like
tonight, but the season doesn't end tonight.
Well, I know. But like looking ahead, I think those are the 2 teams it's probably going to be. It's going to be either Boston or Montreal because it kind of flip flops between those 2 teams.
Well, I saw yesterday that the Red Wings had the second most likely chance. So I think
okay. I mean,
and the Red Wings, I think it's one of those 3 teams for sure.
Yeah. Who would you rather play?
Of the 3, my preferable of the 3, I think is Boston. I think they're the worst of the 3. I think next would be Detroit, and then 3 would be Montreal. I think Montreal is the best team of those. I mean, they're in the best position in the standing, so that's not like this bombastic statement. but I would most prefer to play the Bruins because I think that aside from Pasternak and Jeremy Swayman, who could steal a game, I think the team as a unit is the least talented. I think if the Red Wings get Dylan Larkin back, I think we know all about the Canadians and Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki and Cole Hudson and even their goalies. Sam Montembeault, he can play a good game. They've had a few guys that have filtered in there. I would put those three in order in terms of my preferable teams that I would like the Sabres to play.
I honestly, I don't think I fear a single team in the East.
I don't fear anybody, but I think just in terms of matchups, like I think the Sabres match up best with the Bruins, even though they've lost to them a couple times this season. That was earlier in the year before they got their mojo. So I think they would be best suited to play a team that doesn't have that much talent.
Yeah, I agree. We got a comment here from Jessica Cobb, new to the chat. I don't think I've seen her before, so welcome on. I see you're on X. Please make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe. I would appreciate the love. I am concerned about the Logan Stanley trade. He is physical, but a defensive liability. He's only been around for a few games, but 2 of those 3 games he's been playing with Luke Schenn, and that was the time we criticized him the most, both games with Luke Schenn. It doesn't seem like that pairing is going to work at all. I thought he was fine when paired with Kesselring, but I mean, they had Metz in the lineup tonight. Did they play 7D?
I don't think so. I'm gonna
that's right. Oh, I'm sorry. Samuelson wasn't playing.
Samuelson was out. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. So like for me, it's you have Timmins coming back. Kesselring's just waiting to get back. There's a lot of speculation that he was hurt against Nashville. And that's probably why he's sitting out right now. But once he's healthy, I think Schenn's out and he's in, if that is the case, at least.
Yeah, I think it probably everybody knows it at this point, especially after that first goal. But
you're muted, bud.
I'd be surprised if we saw Logan Stanley and Luke Schenn for the rest of the season.
There's no way you can pair them two again.
It seems like an unsustainable pairing, not only here, but also with the Jets. I have a lot of Jets fans responding to me saying like, oh, like we told you this was going to happen, blah, blah, blah. I don't care what you say. You're in last place. Stay where you are. I'll just say that they were brought in to be depth defensemen. Kesselring was brought here with a significant investment. Connor Timmins was signed to a relatively big free agent contract for what he was supposed to be on that third pair. I think those guys can exist in roles and in spots where it makes sense, but putting them together moving forward on the same pair is just not going to continue to happen.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Yeah, I think it's just a good problem to have, though, the depth thing at defense. Like the fact that we're going to be one of the only teams, in my opinion, in this entire playoff race that's going to have the luxury of having guys in the press box that can just slot in as quickly as and maybe that's why they're trying to, play Logan Stanley and Luke Schenn. I know injury plays a part in it, but it's like, obviously they both have the experience. They both played playoff hockey, but in the day, like you want these guys gaining some semblance of chemistry at this time, heading into playoffs. You just don't want them going in cold. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know, but I have to imagine that Sabres fans are pretty stoked knowing that that's your luxury at that position, given the history in the playoffs, most notably 05-06.
Yeah, for sure. It's good to have depth. It's good to have size. It's good to have brawn. But if you're going to have a guy have a half-hearted backhand clearing attempt up the middle to an NHL player in what Luke Schenn did, of course, it's not going to happen all the time. But that was just a really, really brutal attempt. And it I think, solidified what fans already thought about those two in terms of the puck movement behind the net, which led to it. It felt very slow. It felt very methodical. And it wasn't like what we see from the top four that we usually have in Dahlin, Power, Samuelson, and Byram. And we've been spoiled, if we're being honest. Like those top four are playing 23 minutes a night. They're swiftly moving the puck. They're making good decisions, getting it out of the zone, especially getting it out of the zone. They've been extremely good in that area specifically. Dahlin especially, he's one of the best in the league at carrying the puck out of the zone on his own and getting a controlled exit and a controlled entry. So that's not what those guys are. And they're not going to be that. They were brought in for security. They were brought in for depth. But yeah, especially after tonight, we're not going to see that. And I think that's probably a good thing.
Detroit lost too. That's huge. Oh my God, man. This one as good as it gets as it's going to get on the out of town scoreboard for the Sabres.
Yeah, I mean, can't control what other teams do. You can only get a little lucky, and you can only control what you can control. And I think they did that tonight in a tough atmosphere. And I was going to say it earlier. It sounded like it was probably, if I had to guess, 60-40, maybe 65-35 Sabres fans to Leafs fans, which is a far cry from even earlier in the season. So I think that is a positive development, and it's a good sign for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. From Miss the Net Quinn 22, didn't miss the net tonight. No, I don't think all people in Albany will be locked out of buying tickets. I think like when we talk about like Boston or Montreal, they're probably going to focus on specific area codes in those area, not like places like you. Cause I do know these two guys that specifically, they actually drove up for a couple games in the past couple weeks. They're diehard. So, and diehard, they're here after every single game with us, which I couldn't appreciate more. But no, I don't think they would block ticket sales to people in Albany. Just my guess.
No, I hope not. I think they're going to do it very specifically to what the opponent is, and then you go from there. I think I agree. That's all you can really do, right? Like if it's the Bruins, you block out Massachusetts and New England. If it's the Canadiens, it's Quebec and maybe some parts of Southern Ontario. And if it's the Red Wings, it's Detroit and maybe even other parts of Southern Ontario, because I think there are some Red Wings fans in that section in between Buffalo and Detroit. So this isn't the first time that an organization would do this or a franchise would do this, and it won't be the last. I think, I forget, it's maybe the Predators that started it or some other team, but I've already talked to people in the ticket sales department, and they're talking about this. Like this is something that they want to make sure is available. Like this isn't even just franchises. This is bands and concerts, and making it so that the resale market doesn't make it hard for real fans of whether it's be a band or a show or anything else. Make it hard so that they can't attend whatever event that they want to. You know what I mean? Like this is not a new practice, and I think it's going to happen in a way that makes it so that there will be mostly Sabres fans in the building.
Yeah. Could you imagine, man, if like they somehow pull it off where it's a night game, first party in the plaza, or not a night game, obviously, like it would probably be like, there's a stage, big curtain drops, and it's the fucking Goo Goo Dolls, and they start off with Better Days.
That's what I'm saying. Or even Iris. Like Iris is gaining a lot of popularity.
In my opinion, especially online, the reels, which have been incredible, by the way. Hey, Dad, what were you like back in the 90s?
Yeah, no, it's really, like it's a trend right now, right? Like we're not new to Iris, but I think some people are new to it right now. Yeah, which is crazy. Yeah, I hope so. That would be so smart, and I think they have a lot of opportunity to do something really cool, whether that bring back guys like they did in January from the 05-06 team, from the 06-07 team, do signings, do events, even in the few days leading up to the game. I think the energy around the city is going to be unlike anything we've ever seen. So
for sure,
super excited to be back. And I really, really hope that first game is going to be Saturday, April 18th with the Sabres either in first in the Atlantic Division hosting the first or second wild card, or even second in the Atlantic and hosting third in the Atlantic. I think there's an opportunity to, figure this out in a smart way.
Who's leading the league in points right now?
The Avalanche.
With how many?
I think it's like 92 or something. Let me see.
We're at 86 after tonight, I believe, right? Is it 86 or 88?
88. The Avs have 97.
No, okay. All right. Well, that's a fucking hell of a climb.
No, the Avs, unless the Stars continue what they're doing recently, I think the Avs have the President's Trophy locked up.
Jesus Christ. But to even be in the conversation is pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But yeah, especially after 06-07, I don't think it's what anybody wants.
Man, I'm like I said leading into that Tampa Bay game, I wholeheartedly believe the Sabres will. I don't know when they'll clinch the division, but it will be clinched before that final game of the season. I say hope, and this fucking city's gonna lose its mind. Do you hang a banner?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. No.
They've done it in the past. They did it in 96, 97 when they won
maybe
back. I think it was either called the Adams Division back then.
Yeah, maybe because it's been
Northeastern Division. Yeah,
maybe because it's been so long, but I don't think so personally. So
I just want to see them hang a banner so that one Sabres Twitter account, Sabres Banners,
can actually
no,
can actually have a banner.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do need to get out of here quick. But before I do, I think this upcoming road trip is critical. It's not going to be easy by any stretch. I think there are, I guess it's 8 possible points in Vegas, LA, San Jose, and Anaheim. And all 4 teams are in contention and fighting for spots in the West. So it's not like any of these teams are going to lay down. Any of these teams are going to make it easy on the Sabres. Yeah, the Ducks are still leading the Pacific. Vegas is right behind them. The Sharks are in the final wild card spot in the West, and the Kings are right behind them as well. So this is going to be a gauntlet in the state of California and also in Las Vegas. So
it's also crazy that like we mentioned earlier that, or I'm sure if we mentioned already, but like not a single team in the Western Conference would be in a playoff spot in the East right now.
Yeah. So, of course, the Avs, the Stars, and the Wild would be.
Well, I mean, not that, but I mean,
in the Pacific Division.
Yeah. I'm sorry, the Pacific. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a single one of them would be.
Well, I mean,
that's what I meant.
It's interesting because the Central Division is insane. You have 3 of the best teams in the league, 1, 2, 3 in the Central Division, and then the Ducks, Knights, and Oilers are below any of the wild card teams in the East. So top to bottom, yeah, it's not nearly as good as the East. But either way, it's 4 hungry teams, right? Teams that have gotten off to slow starts, but we know of all of the talent, especially on the Knights, and I guess not as much talent on the Ducks, Kings, and Sharks, but there's a good amount there as well. So I'm excited. A week from today, it'll be Crypto.com Arena, LA Kings, 1 p.m. start on a Saturday in LA. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere. And then I'll be down in Anaheim the next day at 5 p.m. Pacific at one of the worst arenas I've ever been to in my life. So what's that?
Try and guess who got the belt tonight. Not going to be able to guess.
Alex Lyon.
Nope.
Noah Ostlund.
Nope.
Jack Quinn.
Nope. Jack Quinn handed the belt to this person.
Oh, he had it last game. Tuck?
Nope.
Logan Stanley.
Nope.
Luke Shen.
Yep. I'm assuming for the fight. And I will say this, he did not have a great game. Well, here's the thing, like the crazy thing is, like we're really being very critical of that pairing, and maybe rightfully so. But like going into the third period, and honestly, like I think even with like 10 minutes left in the third period, we'd only given up 16 shots.
Yeah. They aside from those couple shifts, they weren't noticeable, but they also probably didn't play that much either. I
don't know what their time on ice was, but another interesting stat, Alex Lyon, this is coming from Jordan LeBarber on Twitter. Alex Lyon improving his career shootout save percentage to an .824. He has made 14 saves on 17 shots. That is 10th all time among goalies with 10 plus attempts faced.
It's pretty good. Shen played 11 minutes. Logan Stanley played almost 16, actually. So yeah, I'll say this. I think nobody knows more how bad of a play that was on that first goal than Luke Shen himself.
Yeah, it wasn't a good play.
He's been in the league.
He has a cut on his cheek too.
He's been in the league. Yeah, that happened on the fight. He's been in the league since 2008. He knows that he can't make that play. And I think that the team rewarding him for getting in the fight immediately after and playing a relatively sound game after that, I think is a declaration of confidence. It is a move to hopefully help his confidence moving forward and to welcome him into the brotherhood. As we all heard today, they all drink beers together, which I think is incredible.
I want to give a quick. No, go ahead. Go. Sorry.
I think it's a tight knit group, and they pick and choose when it matters to give away an honor. And I think they probably did that tonight with Luke Shin.
Oh, for sure. Want to give a quick couple of shout outs to some new fans of the show. Shout out to Gary from my gym. Shout out Gary. Good guy. Guys that absolutely fucking yoked up. We were talking about junior hockey and his time playing junior hockey, and mentioned we're a fan of the show. So shout out to Gary. Joe Zachariah from Thompson Alden. Thank you for doing some business with me this week. And then also big fan of the program. I told him to give him a shout out. And last but not least, you might even know who this guy is. Steve the Buffalo Snow King is his Twitter handle. He does a lot with that Buffalo weather handle. I think they're both like cohorts. But Steve, shout out to you too, man. Thank you for following along with the show and subscribing. You guys are beauties. So shout out again to Joe, Gary, and Steve. You got to get out of here?
Yeah, I do.
So I'll take things over here for Mr. Hurley. You got to get out. So
yeah, I'll see you guys St. Patrick's Day. I don't know if you'll be awake for the end of the game on the 17th, but yeah, we'll figure it out on the West Coast.
Awesome. I'll finish the show from here. Listen, guys, it's always fun to beat the Leafs, right? There's no bigger Leaf hater than me. It's always a good night. I remember Ryan Miller even said it in one of his speeches for when he's inducted in the Sabres Hall of Fame and had his number retired. The morning after a win over the Leafs, the air just feels a little fresher. Birds chirp a little bit more. Traffic isn't as bad in the morning. Just the morning after a win over the Leafs in Buffalo is just always better, and tonight is no different. It's a shame that we couldn't did it against their full lineup. They were missing Austin Matthews, kind of given the hit, the dirty knee to knee from Radko Gudas, who, in my opinion, it was criminal. He only received 5 games. That is like grossly under suspended, especially given his history. But hey, it's not my team. I'm sure. Hopefully, you saw some jump physically from the Leafs tonight, especially when Ostlund ran into Wool. Incidentally, it wasn't intentionally, in my opinion, but they saw they had some bite back, and I imagine, I'm not sure if they play the Ducks again this season. I haven't looked at the schedule, but I imagine somebody's going to have to step up. But I kind of said this, and I'm interested to hear your guys' opinions. Is the Radko Gudas hit on Austin Matthews and the lack of reaction, is that their Miller Lucic moment? Would you guys think, could it be? Because it's crazy to me that there was no reaction. None. I know, guys I think, I'm not sure if it was Knives or Easton Cohen were on the ice and Nylander were on the ice, but my God, man, that is your former 60 goal scorer. That is Austin Matthews, your captain. There needs to be a reaction there. We all remember the Ottawa brawl. First guy on Chris Neil was Drew Stafford when the Sabres captain was blindsided by an elbow from Chris Neil. It is insane to me that there was no reaction there. I hopefully, again, I don't know if they play. Can someone in the chat look that up? Do they play again this season? I don't know. Oh, they play the Ducks in 12 days from Dan Anderson. Thank you, Dan. Man. Yeah, I agree with you, George. Gudas and Hagel are 2 of the cheapest players in the league, no doubt. I would take Hagel back on my team in a heartbeat, though, honestly. Given even with what he did to Dahlin, it's tough to say you wouldn't take that guy on your team. But I have to imagine, can they recover from this? You know, at Leafs fans, like, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. Opening faceoff. I mean, obviously, Gudas will be in the game when Anaheim. You would imagine. I mean, he doesn't seem the type of guy that would allow the team to intentionally sit him that game. There's no way that happens unless he gets hurt. He'll be in that game. I don't know who it is. That if it's Joshua, somebody drops the gloves with him. But like, there has to be a response there. Has to be. Remember our response when they hit Chris Drury was, you go after our best player, we're going to go after your best player. Personally, that maybe that should be the solution. I'm not saying incite violence to go there and hurt somebody, but like almost like an eye for an eye. You don't go knee to knee with somebody, but I don't know, man. Maybe you do pick a fight with one of their better players, you know, because they legitimately, like, you know, I know Steve Dangle took some heat for what he said today with the knee to knee thing. You know, going up to Leo Carlsson and you tell him before the game, hey, pick a knee, because that's what we're coming for. Do I agree with, you know, intentionally trying to hurt Leo Carlsson? No. But like, here's the thing. Like, there's only one player that's not playing out of all of these guys, and it's Austin Matthews. He's going to miss the rest of the season. And Steven said he's going to miss at least half of his offseason. Like, he's not going to be, he might not be at 100% to start next year. As a fan of the Leafs, if I was me, I want a fucking response. I need that. And I know people are going to be out there and maybe even in Sabres land. I saw some accounts kind of tweet out today, like, oh, it's disgusting what Steve said. Like, yeah, nobody wants to see anybody intentionally hurt a guy. But you can't say that, but also celebrate the anniversary of the Ottawa Brawl every year like it's a fucking holiday. Because that's exactly what we did. Like, Adam Mayer intentionally made the line change for the Sabres and told Peters and told Coletta, no puck. There's no puck out there. Which meant drop your gloves and pick the next and start caving their face in. That's what happened out there. Peters fought 3 different guys during that brawl. You know, they went out there and they did their job. And we celebrate it like it's a goddamn holiday. So, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, if I'm a Toronto fan, I need a fucking response. Whether it's Gudas or you go and pick one of their star players to fight. Like, because we did that. And again, we celebrate like it's a holiday. I don't know, man. For me, it's tough. It's tough. Andrew Peters is the GOAT. I got to take a picture of that. Listen, it's a tough thing to come back from. Like, the working theory is it took the Sabres, this franchise, 14 years to recover from Lucic and Miller. It took 14 years. Toronto media 100% agree with you. Yeah, like I'm not saying they agree with me, but like, as a fan, how can you not want or demand a response to that? That's your captain. Like, I don't want to hear that that's old time hockey. No, because if that happened to Tage, if that happened to Dahlin, if that happened to Tuck, if that happened to fill in the fucking blank, we would be demanding a response. Maybe we wouldn't be inciting an attempt to injury. And I don't think that's what Steve was doing. I don't think Steve was, demanding somebody go injure Leo Carlsson. I think that was a very emotional response from him. But yeah, as a Toronto fan, you need a response. I would expect the same thing from us. We've seen it happen. We've seen Dahlin. Well, Dahlin's comments when they asked him, about the lack of response on the Austin Matthews need a knee from Gudas. Like, yeah, man, like that was a discussion heading to the season, especially after what Noesen did to Tage last year, that can't ever happen again. And they asked him, how do you build that chemistry and build that brotherhood? He said, drink beers. I read on Twitter that it used to be a thing in Boston. Somebody that quote tweeted that video clip of Dahlin, that it used to be like mandated from the entire team that after every game, the whole team has to go out and just have one beer together. You can leave after one or you can stay. But It was almost mandated. Man, I hope I start to see guys kind of, stumble out of the cobblestone bars on a cobblestone bar or the draft room this season after a hard fought win like that. You know what I mean? Like, why not? Like, go out and celebrate your boys, your brothers. Like, absolutely. And I think the times of seeing what happened to Miller and, you see what happened to Austin Matthews from Gudis, those days are over in Buffalo. You have, Logan Stanley, Luke Schenn are just here this season, unless you sign him to an extension. But like Sam Carrick's here for another year. That personality and that mentality will rub off on these players during their time here. Obviously for the rest of the season, and Carrick for the next season. Like, you have guys in your lineup right now that are willing to step up. You've seen Tage do it. I don't want those guys fighting, but you have guys in your lineup that are willing to step up to the plate. And it's nice to not have those conversations about the Buffalo Sabres anymore. Steve wanted someone to step up for Matthews and wants to leave organization to not look soft. That's exactly what it was. And I know Steve, man, and he's a good dude, man. I've gotten a lot of good and useful advice from Steve in good times and bad. And I'll say this, like, I genuinely, he did not mean go out and hurt Leo Carlsson. For him, it was more of an emotional response. Go out and show the league that you're not soft and you're going to let your captain get taken out without there being a response. And when they play in 12 days, as Dan brought up earlier, I think you need to respond. You have nothing to play for. Don't go out and hurt somebody. But yeah, if it means fighting one of their star players or challenging one of their star players, you do it. You absolutely do it. 100%. So I don't want to make this a Toronto Maple Leafs podcast. It's a Sabres podcast. It's a Sabres post-game show. The exact same thing happened to Tage last year. I don't know if we can lecture. We're only 1 year sober. Listen, but the thing is, like, it's you have like guys like Bo and Byram jumping into piles. You saw Norris come to the aid today of Noah Austin. Like everybody is bought in on that mentality, and I think that's all it takes. That's all it takes. And I can confidently say I don't ever see that type of mentality or that lack of a response ever from this group, from this outfit, from Yellowstone terms, from this outfit ever again. From Michelle, welcome to the show. Again, another new face in the chat. Good shootout win going to be going into the West Coast trip. Sabres were dominant offensively, but couldn't get the goals in regulation. But who cares? Got the 2 points. Go Sabres. Point number 88. Yeah, listen, man. They don't ask. They don't ask how you did it. Yes, did you get it done, or whatever that saying is. Like, was it beautiful tonight? No, I thought I think you need players to be a lot more selfish. I think guys like McLeod, Benson, Norris, even Tage, even though Tage ripped off 5 slap shots the other night on the power play, didn't cash in. But you got to shoot, man. You got to be willing to shoot, especially when you have shots like theirs. And I don't know. I just need more selfish play out of some players. Maybe sometimes giving up the pass and just firing it on net or picking your spot, especially that McLeod and that Norris one. They were so blatant, man. You were trying to force a pass, and you were just one-on-one with Wool. Like, that was gotta shoot the puck. But yeah, so that's about it for me. I'm gonna real quickly throw it back to our sponsors, and I'll rip off the in the locker room with Fatty Beer Company. Of course, Western New York's premier market and tap room with over 300 beers to choose from at 7 different Western New York locations. If you need a beer, get over to Fatty Beer. Let them know we sent you over here. 2 goalies, 1 mic. Please keep an eye out for more information on the big watch party that we're going to do at the Lancaster location, hosted by yours truly. Obviously very weather dependent, and I think being night game dependent. I think that if the NHL were smart, it would be like a 7 o'clock start, or however the 8 o'clock starts for the playoffs. I don't know, but you're going to shut down Main Street outside of Fatty Beer in Lancaster. Giant screens at each end, food vendors, food trucks, the works, man. We did these for Bills games this season. First one when the weather was beautiful. We had over 1,000 people out there. I would expect more with this, given the circumstances. First time making the playoffs in 14 years. I expect to see a lot of you in the chat there. I see you all, hundreds of you, always commenting during every game, and I see how many of you watch on YouTube. I can pull it up every time. At one point, we had well over 120 people watching at one time here on YouTube. I expect see a lot of you. I want to meet some of you, so make sure you show up. First away game, weather dependent, night game. We're going to shut down Main Street. It's going to be awesome. Maybe we'll have live music. Again, I'll have more to report as I learn more. I know we're going to be having discussions soon. Here's a fun tweet from since Leafs last cup. It's been 21,513 days since a cup. 2,223 days since losing to an AHL Zamboni driver. 141 days since beating the Buffalo Sabres. 61 days since being in a playoff spot. Hashtag Leafs forever. I love that account. It's awesome. It really is. It's such a fun account to follow. But yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be such a fun time, and I hope to see a lot of you down there. Maybe I'll buy a round or two for a few of you, depending on if you guys come up and mention that you're from the show and from the chat. And of course, Extreme Discount Mattress with Western New York's finest selection of mattresses and adjustable beds at 7 different Western New York locations. You can find them at extrememattress.com. That is Extreme with an X. They also have a new closeout center at 1625 Walden Avenue in Cheektowaga with up to 80% off their already low prices on one-of-a-kinds closeouts and floor models. You get a quality mattress for literally pennies on the dollar. Extreme Discount Mattresses. We sell mattresses for less, a lot less. So make sure you remember you mentioned that you're a fan of Two Goalies, One Mic. You get yourself a free mattress protector with any purchase of a mattress. I already see some of you in the chat. You would love to be there. Duane will 100% buy me a free round of beer. If you're of age, sure. This is the Net Quinn 22. Absolutely. I'm sure a couple of us would. I'm sure Hurls would. Maybe we'll put a fund together for some of you, depending on how many of you guys show up, and maybe we'll start a fund and free rounds for specific guys in the chat who come out for a beer on that for that watch party. It's gonna be a blast. I do again. Preemptively, I want to throw back again to the post-game quotes from inside the locker room. Again, brought to you by Fatty Beer Company. Lindy Ruff says Metsa deserves to be in the lineup with how good he's played this season and lately. Ruff says Oslin has great hockey sense. He makes a lot of plays under adversity. Ruff said they settled down for the second half of the game. Says this time of year is going to feature more tight games, but says they had plenty of chances but couldn't finish. Lyon says Metsa has been good all season, says it's really impressive how he handles himself in the room with this team, calls him a safety blanket for the goalies. And that means a lot when you have a guy like Alex Lyon saying that, a very seasoned veteran, a very respected veteran in this league and on this team. To have a guy like Alex Lyon say that's a big deal. Lyon says he really thought the team played better in the final 30 minutes of the game, says they will get tested many times and face adversity. Lyon says he tries to be as relaxed as possible in shootouts, says he has trust that his guys will bury a few on the offensive end, says they take a lot of breakaways in practice, so he's prepared for situations like tonight. Jack Quinn says Wool played great, says you got to stick with it, says the game was a little sloppy at times, but knows they will clean it up. More from Jack Quinn. He says he decides when he comes in to see what the goalie is going to do in the shootout, says he's got a couple of options ready, depending on, what he's seeing from the goalie. Alex Tuck says everyone is chipping in, says says is being ready to go since Samuelson went down and Mensah came in ready to play. Tuck says they didn't love some of the turnovers, but thought they got to their game in the second half. And that's it, again, from inside the locker room, brought to you by Fatty Beer Company. Yeah, it seemed like Zach Metsa was a big point. and importance amongst the players, the guy they wanted to talk about in the post game. And he was big tonight, man. Like, he was out there a lot. I'd like to see how much time on ice he had, but yeah, Zach Metza has been like a calming presence. And again, I think to have Alex Lyon say that about you, that means a lot. I'm sure if he hears that, he'd probably take it to heart and wouldn't take it for granted. So, will Steve buy me some beer at Fatty Beer? I'm sure if he's there, he would. Let's get that cup this year. I love the mentality. Would love to be there. Hope we see you, Eric. Again, welcome to the chat. First time here. Why not Metza and Stanley? Big guy and smart guy. I mean, maybe we see it down the line. I think they wanted to try that Luke Shen, Stanley pairing again to see if it could work. I don't know what Lindy was thinking. We didn't hear, I see it. They didn't write down. Brian didn't tweet out his thoughts on that particular pairing. Again, it cost them a goal tonight, I think. But as Hurls said earlier, Luke Shen knows what he did wrong on that play. He's been in this league for 18 years, and he won't make that mistake again. Or going forward, he'll correct those mistakes. He's mature enough and seasoned enough to know better. So someone needs to bring Duane a pair of reading glasses to Fatty Beer. Why do I need reading glasses? What do you mean? Oh, because I keep with Butch. Listen, sometimes the way he tweets, I'm sure he's typing fast. It's difficult to read a little bit. So it's not just me. It's the tweets I'm trying to read. If you go look at them, sometimes they're difficult to say quickly in a sentence. So that being said, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Let you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Go Sabres. Blow Leafs. Blow. Remember, the Buffalo Sabres have won more playoff rounds in the last 20 years than the Toronto Maple Leafs. Sabres have 4, Leafs have 3, and the Sabres have not made the playoffs for 14 years. So that's really saying something. And yeah, I'm Stanley and Metza pairing would look like Dr. Evil and Mini. That's funny. That's a good one. I like that. Yeah, so I'll talk to you guys later. And as always, oh, actually, quick, please make sure you're subscribed. If you've enjoyed this podcast, in your audio only, we are available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Wherever you get your audio podcasts, you can find us. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram. You can find myself at DuaneS39. You can find my co-host, Connor Hurley, at CHurls13. You can find the podcast at Two Goalies on Mic on both those platforms. You can also find us on YouTube. I see a lot of you following along on YouTube, seeing you comment from YouTube. If you aren't subscribed already, please do so. Hit the subscribe button. There's a little bell icon. Click that. Click, turn on your notifications. Sometimes you got to go into your settings and allow your notifications for that particular app. Make sure you go do it. It takes a second to do. So you know when we go live, every time we go live, and you can chime in like you have tonight and have a great time with us. We always have a blast. So again, smash that like button on YouTube. Can't stress it enough. Smash that like button on any platform. But again, definitely YouTube. I see a lot of you, again, that have commented on X or Facebook. Please do me a favor. Go to YouTube, subscribe, and like and subscribe to our all of our tweets so when we go live, So I'll talk to you guys later. As always, go Sabres. Blow these blow.